Okay, so let's start the class. Today is going to be class 16, and we still talking about IS, LM, and BP model. Okay, which, as you learned before, we're gonna have three type of country. Okay, one is gonna be perfectly capital mobility country. We're gonna have the country like high capital mobility country, and number three is low capital mobility country. Okay, the difference between these three countries is just the BP curve. Perfectly capital mobility country, BP curve is going to be horizontal. High capital mobility country, the BP curve is going to be a little bit of positive slope. And for the low capital mobility country, the BP curve is very steep. Okay, like this. Okay, this is three type of country. We done last class. We done with perfectly capital mobility country. We done with the high capital mobility country. So today we're gonna cover a low capital mobility country. Okay. So let's start. Okay. So today we focus on low. Number three, low capital mobility country. And I'm gonna starting with flexible. Okay. I'm gonna starting with flexible exchange rate first, and later on we're gonna talk about fixed exchange rate. Okay. And we're gonna drawing two graphs, right? Focus on ISLM and BP and the currency market. Okay, so I have one graph on the left. Yeah, and I have the other graph on the right. Yeah, graph on the left on the horizontal is Y, on the vertical is R for the real interest rate. Then I have IS. Okay, I have LM. And in this case, for the low capital mobility country, the BP curve is quite very steep. Okay, like this. Yeah, BP. Okay. And we have equilibrium point here, E1, GDP, Y1, the real interest rate R1. Okay, this is the starting point. On the right hand side is the currency market. We have Thai baht on horizontal. We have nominal exchange rate on vertical. Nominal exchange rate is about how much of US dollar we get per 1 baht. Okay. If nominal exchange rate is high, it means that 1 baht can get more US dollar, which means Thai baht becomes strong. If nominal exchange rate is low, it means 1 baht gonna get less US dollar, which means Thai baht is weak. Just write down. We're gonna have demand for Thai baht, which is how people want to buy Thai baht. We have supply for Thai baht. Supply is about selling Thai baht. We have equilibrium point E1, the number of Thai baht in the market, THB1, the nominal exchange rate, E1. So this is the starting point. I'm gonna copy this one. Okay, and paste this again below for the other case. Like this. Then I'm gonna paste this again in the other page. Okay, like this. Okay, because we're gonna have in total 4 cases. Starting with case number 1, okay, low capital mobility country with the flexible exchange rate. So we're gonna starting with fiscal policy. Okay, this is a policy of the that used by government. Okay, and again, I'm gonna teach only about how to stimulate the economy. For the opposite case, if you want to slow down the economy, you have to practice by yourself. Okay, so if the government want to stimulate the economy, they can use fiscal policy, which means the government gonna spend more, right, and act less. See, okay, by doing this, IS curve gonna shift to the right, like this. Equilibrium point change, E1 to E2, GDP increasing, Y1 to Y2, the real interest rate going up, R1 to R2. Okay. Then same story, focus on the new equilibrium point. The new equilibrium point E2, if you look vertically, equilibrium point E2 is located below the BP curve, right? Okay, which means the real estate R2 is quite too low, right? The real estate R2 is quite too low. What does it mean? It means that the return in our country is low. The money, the capital, gonna start to flow out. So then money flow out gonna be greater than money flow in, right? Balance of payment become deficit, right? Same story like last time. When money flow out, how it's gonna be? If the money gonna flow out from Thailand to USA, can you use Thai baht in USA? No, you cannot. So what you're gonna do is you need to sell Thai baht and buy US dollar, right? So the money move out of Thailand, flow out of Thailand, so which means that they're gonna sell more Thai baht. Selling is about supply. Sell more, supply shift to the right. Equilibrium point in currency market change, E1 to E2. Okay, people want to buy and sell more Thai baht, THB1 to THB2. And finally, the nominal exchange rate going down. Nominal exchange rate going down means that 1 baht can get less US dollar, which means Thai baht become weak. Got it? Thai baht become weak. What happened? I share you the blue color. Thai baht become weak. Everything that made in Thailand gonna look cheaper for the foreigner. So we're gonna export more. Everything that come from the other country gonna be look more expensive for Thai people. So Thai people gonna import less, right? This is good for IS curve because IS curve come from C plus I plus G plus X minus M. So in this case, IS curve gonna shift to the right. Note it down. When we export more, we import less. It's good for trade balance, okay, which is captured by NX, remember? Okay, export more and import less, NX is going to be increasing. Then we focus on the concept of BP, balance of payment. Balance of payment, NX always equal to NCO, right? Okay, so if NX increasing to make balance of payment still work, it means that NCO need to be increasing in the same way. How to make NCO to be increasing? We need to throw the money out even more. How to throw the money out? Lower interest rate, which means that the effect of this one is going to make BP curve to be shift down, right? In order to maintain the balance of payment, you need to make money outflow more. By doing this, we need to lower the interest rate, which means BP curve needs to be shift down. So we have two effects. IS curve gonna shift to the right, one more step, and BP curve gonna shift down like this. Okay, shift down. IS curve shift to the right, BP curve shift down, and then equal point change again from E2 to E3. GDP increasing from Y2 to Y3. The real estate going up R2 to R3. Can this one stimulate the economy very well? Of course, it's very good, right? GDP increasing two steps, Y1 to Y2 and Y2 to Y3. This one stimulate the economy very well. Good. Okay, clear? Next one, we're gonna go to the case of monetary policy. Monetary policy. In order to stimulate the economy, what central bank can do is central bank can inject more money into the economy, right? Increasing M. By doing this, LM curve gonna shift to the right. Right? Okay. Equilibrium point change, E1 to E2. GDP increasing, Y1 to Y2. The real estate going down, R1 to R2. Okay. And then next one is at the equilibrium E2. E2 is below the BP curve, right? So which means the real interest rate at E2, which is R2, is quite too low. The real estate is too low. It means that the return in our country is quite low. The money gonna start to flow out. So the money flow out is gonna be greater than the money that flow in. Then balance of payment become deficit. Okay, balance of payment become deficit. Okay, when the money flow out, okay, more, which means they're gonna sell more Thai baht. Supply for Thai baht shift to the right. Okay, equilibrium point change, E1 to E2. Then nominal exchange rate going down. Thai baht become weak, just like the previous case. Thai baht become weak. We're gonna export more and import less, just like the previous case. IS curve gonna shift to the right, right? Then export more and import less, it means that NX is gonna be increasing. By the concept balance of payment, we need to maintain NCO. NCO need to be increasing too. How to do that? We need to shift BP curve down, lower the interest rate, right? Shift BP curve down. So we have two effects. IS curve shift to the right and BP curve shift down. Okay. So it's gonna be like this. IS curve shift to the right. Okay, and BP curve shift down. Yeah, right? Okay, equilibrium point change again, E2 to E3. GDP increasing one more step. The real estate going up, 3. Then it's done. Can this one stimulate the economy very well? Quite very good, right? So in this case, for the low capital mobility country with the flexible exchange rate system, fiscal policy, monetary policy, both of them are very good in the term of stimulate the economy. Got it? Okay, clear? Done for flexible exchange rate. Next one, still focusing on low capital mobility country, but this time we're gonna focus on fixed exchange rate. Okay. Fixed exchange rate. So let me copy this one. And paste it in the other page. Okay, because we're gonna compare between fiscal policy and monetary policy. Okay, good. Starting with the first one. Okay, first one is the government fiscal policy. Okay, To stimulate the economy, what the government can do is the government gonna spend more and tax less. By doing this, IS curve gonna shift to the right. Like this. Income point change. E1 to E2. GDP increasing, Y1 to Y2. The real interest rate going up, R1 to R2. Just like before, okay, equilibrium point E2 is lower than BP curve, okay, lower than BP curve, which means that the real interest rate R2 is too low, right? Okay, the real interest rate is quite low, return in our country is low, the money gonna start to flow out, just like the previous case. The money flow out greater than the money flow in. Okay, balance of payment is not balanced anymore. Now balance of payment become deficit, right? And again, just like the previous case, when the money flow out, they're gonna need to sell more Thai baht. Okay, supply for Thai baht shift to the right. The difference is now the equilibrium point is not changed because now it's a case of fixed exchange rate, right? We fixed exchange rate at E1. What happened? We fixed exchange rate at E1. At exchange rate E1, supply already moved to the right. The supply. People want to sell Thai baht at THB2. Demand still the same. Demand is here. People want to buy Thai baht at THB1. So as you can see, supply is on the right, demand is on the left. Supply is greater than demand. We have excess supply problem, right? Okay, because we fixed the nominal exchange rate at E1, we have excess supply problem. How to solve this problem? Okay, we need to draw the flow chart. We have central bank on the left. We have economy on the right. In the economy, we have the problem, supply of Thai baht greater than demand of Thai baht. People want to sell Thai baht more than people want to buy, which means we're gonna have a lot of Thai baht that nobody want, right? Okay, Thai baht that nobody want to buy. Central bank need to take care of this problem. So they're gonna sell Thai baht that nobody want back to central bank. Okay, central bank gonna pay you in foreign currency, just like US dollar, right? Normally, central bank gonna keep foreign currency in national reserve. Okay, then because of they need to buy back Thai baht, they need, and then central bank need to spend foreign currency. So national reserve is gonna be reducing. If one day national reserve becomes zero, it means that the whole country is gonna be bankrupt. Thai baht flow back to central bank, right? So it means that the number of money in the economy is going to be lower. Nominal money supply become lower. Okay, so we focus on this one. By doing this, nominal money supply become lower. The number of Thai baht in the economy become lower, right? Okay, so this one gonna have the effect back to ISLM and BP. Nominal money supply become lower. What does it mean? It means that LM curve gonna shift to the left. Here, LM curve shift to the left. Equal point change again. E2 to E3. GDP going backward a little bit. Y2 to Y3. The real interest rate going up a little bit more. R2 to R3. Okay, and then it's done. Good. Can this case stimulate the economy? It's still can clear the economy, but just a little bit. Y2 to Y3. Okay, still okay. Okay. However, we need to compare with the monetary policy. Okay. So next page, we focus on monetary policy. For the monetary policy, if the central bank wants to stimulate the economy, what they can do is they can inject more money into the economy, increasing M, right? By doing this, LM curve shift to the right, equal point change, E1 to E2, GDP increasing Y1 to Y2. The real interest rate going down R1 to R2. Right? And then what next? Then focus on the new equilibrium point E2. Okay. And the new equilibrium point E2 is located below the BP curve. Then what happened? The real estate R2 is quite too low, right? Then what does it mean? The money gonna flow out more. Money flow out more than money flow in. Okay. Then, okay, balance of payment become deficit. Balance of payment become deficit. Okay, which means the money gonna flow when the money flow out more, which means they're gonna sell more Thai baht, right? Supply for Thai baht shift to the right, just like a previous case. Okay, we fix the currency at E1 because it's a fixed exchange rate system. We fix the currency at E1. Supply already shift to the right. People want to sell Thai baht here at THB1. Demand still the same. People want to buy Thai baht here, right? We have the gaps between demand and supply. Supply is on the right, demand is on the left, which means people want to sell more than people want to buy. We have asset supply problem. Good. Okay. Then how to solve this problem? Just like previous case. We have central bank on the left. We have economy on the right. In the economy, we have the problem. People want to sell Thai baht more than people want to buy. So central bank need to take care of this problem. We can sell Thai baht that nobody want back to central bank. And central bank gonna pay back in foreign currency or US dollar, which means national reserve, which normally gonna keep the foreign currency for the country, gonna be lower. Okay, people sell Thai baht back to the central bank. Thai baht in the economy become lower. Nominal money supply become lower, right? This is a key. Nominal money supply in the economy become lower. M become lower. Have the effect bounce back to the ISLM and BP. Okay, nominal money supply become lower. It means that LM curve gonna shift back to the left, going back to the original line, right? Which means equilibrium point going back to E1, GDP going back to Y1, real estate going back to R1. So this case is useless. So if your country is a low capital mobility country, using the fixed exchange rate, fiscal policy is better, even though it can increasing GDP just a little bit, but still better. Good. Okay. This is all for today. So before you go, I give you homework. We done? We totally done with ISLM and BP. That's why today we spent just less time than normal. Okay, we complete this topic. So this is your homework, okay, about air industry, airplane. Okay. I give you more than 1 week. Okay, Monday, September 29. This homework 10. So we're done with ISLM and BP completely. And it's going to be in the exam for sure. Okay, I'm going to ask you for sure. Don't forget to practice the opposite case. Okay, don't forget to practice drawing the graph. It's quite complicated. Make sure that your logic is good. Okay. Yeah, that's it. See you next week.